my Mamianas. So today we have therapy. First thing in the morning, boys have physical therapy, occupational therapy. Today, actually, DJ is supposed to be getting his evaluation for occupational therapy so that he can kind of restart that and everything. And then D'Anthony has a doctor's appointment right after for his 15-month checkup and shots, all that good stuff. I hate when my baby has to get shots. Yesterday, we actually took him to go get blood work. It actually wasn't that bad. I thought that it was going to be way worse than really anything, so I've actually been putting it off for like the last 2 months. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. His cardiologist and his pediatrician requested this like 2 months ago, almost 3 months ago, but they also didn't need to see him back for a while. Like his cardiologist still don't need to see him for like another like month or so, or maybe 2 months, something like that. And then his pediatrician obviously is going to see him today, but we had some in-between appointments from there, just with him getting the feeding tube out, and he needed to get caught up on his 12-month shots because when we went in for his 12-month exam, they didn't have them. So those were not our fault. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to do it when I feel like we're ready. So anyway, we finally got that done. I'm glad we got it done. All his blood work came back good already. From what I'm looking at in his charts, everything looks good. Everything looks normal. My baby is healthy. I'm very, very happy about that. So now we just see what his pediatrician says, and we just go from there. So I'm very excited about that. The whole family went because DJ really just wanted to be there with his baby. He was trying to make sure that he was okay. He was like, "Mommy, don't let them poke my baby. Don't let them stick my baby." But thankfully I did ask about like numbing cream, numbing spray, anything like that they might have had, because I'm like, he's so little. I don't want him to just have to deal with being poked. Like, I don't like IVs or getting my blood drawn, so I know he not gonna like it. Yeah, but thankfully they did have some numbing spray for him, so they were able to do that. He does need to still get an x-ray on his hips though, per his physical medicine doctor, but we did try to go get that taken care of. However, there was a power outage at the hospital when we were there, so hey, it is what it is. God was like, "Hey, it's time for y'all to go home." I ain't even tripping. We went first thing in the morning, so it wasn't like it was traffic or anything like that. We got to, get some lunch up there and all that stuff. But yeah, so they like when we went to go check in and all that stuff for the x-ray, they were like, "Hey, so because the power went out, it's like a 1-2 hour wait. I don't know. I can't really give you a good time frame. And there's also like 5 other people ahead of y'all. So if you want to check in today, you're more than welcome to, but you're going to be waiting." Not going to happen. We left. We went ahead and left because, for one, we did not pack D'Anthony a bottle. He ate before we went, but I did not want us to be up there longer than we needed to be or longer than expected, and then he started to get hungry and fussy. Thankfully, both boys had a great day. Did amazing. Wonderful. It is currently 5 o'clock in the morning. Why, you may ask? Because we all decided to go to sleep. The boys went to sleep at 4:30 p.m. yesterday when we got back and settled in, played, ate, all that good stuff. We woke D'Anthony up around 6:30. DJ, on the other hand, did not want to get up whatsoever. So we moved them both into their beds. D'Anthony woke up. DJ did not. So Dre and I were like, you know what? We're on our health journey. Let's go ahead and get our last little meal in. And if we're not going to get the boys up, we're going to take our bus to sleep as well, because they are not going to have a whole recharge of energy, and we're going to have to be the ones stuck up with them and still have to go through a whole day of 2 appointments. Not doing it. So we ended up going to sleep around 6:30. I was able to put D'Anthony back to sleep like very easily. So actually, no, I think we woke him up at like 6:15, whatever. But I was able to get him back down 6:30, 6:45, really no issue whatsoever. He was still tired. He was still very tired. Like, he was in and out of sleep trying to, open his eyes and all that stuff. He usually does take a really long time to wake up anyway, so that's not really anything new, but you could tell he was really tired. So we were just like, you know what, just let them sleep. We're going to get some sleep. Now, me, on the other hand, I woke up at 10:30. I don't know why, but I did. Actually, no, I do know why. Because I call myself trying to be, oh, let's have fun with mom. And DJ was talking about, oh, mommy, you gotta get the sticky gecko. You gotta get the sticky gecko, like they have on Bluey. It happened to be on the ceiling. So me, y'all, I haven't jumped in a very, very long time. I'm also heavier than what I used to be when I was jumping. Okay, so this is all new to me again. I stepped up on his little step stool and I pushed off to jump and touch the ceiling. Mind you, I'm only 5'2". This is like an 8-foot ceiling, probably taller than that. I don't know. This house was built before I was even born. So I caught myself trying to jump to touch the ceiling, and I came down and my ankle went flop, flop. Yeah. Yeah, I was out of it. I'm actually currently icing my ankle. Yeah. Worst pain. Not the worst pain I've ever felt, but it is a very, very terrible feeling. Yeah, I can barely set my foot down in this contraption that Dre put together for me. I mean, it's just really a bucket of ice water. But yeah, it was really, really hard trying to get my foot in there the first time, because as soon as I put my foot in there, I immediately like took this shit out. So Dre being the loving husband he is, and DJ being the amazing son that he is, they both held my foot in there. Yeah, they held my foot in the water. And it started to hurt really bad. So I took it out again. Yeah, because he was talking about 30 minutes. Who's doing 30 minutes? Not me. Not I. So now we're here talking to y'all. It's helping me get through it. I think he actually just texted me and told me that I'm done, because he said I only had like 8 minutes left and I'm already 7 minutes and 45 seconds into this. So yeah, I think I'm about done. Do I want to take my foot out right now? Not really, because I just don't want to move it anymore. It's not swollen, it's just sore. It's really sore. So my loving husband, once again, I have a cane. I'm using a cane today, or at least for right now, because we still have appointments to get to, and I'm not going to be canceling appointments just because I had a little mishap. We're going to make it around. If I have to wrap this foot, that's what's going to happen. But we are going to get to those appointments today. But yeah, so that's what's been going on in my life today. How are y'all feeling today? I hope it's great. I hope y'all are having a much better day than I am. Yeah, overall, everything's going great. D'Anthony actually just woke up. DJ has been up since like 2, roughly, this morning. Probably like 1:30. So we tried to let them sleep as long as, they were going to sleep. We was just like, you know what, however long they sleep, cool, as long as it puts them closer to therapy time, so we don't have to stress ourselves about, oh, we got to get them down for a nap or whatever before therapy. We just, hey, they only have a couple more hours before we get dressed to leave, and we're going to be good from there. DJ already ate, but we'll probably have him eat again before he goes to therapy, since that is a few hours away. And we already know D'Anthony's going to want to eat with his little greedy self. Yeah, I'm actually about to take my foot out of this water. We're going to go over to the room, and I'm going to hang out with my family until we have to leave. But I just wanted to get on here and talk to y'all, because I haven't talked to y'all in a little bit. We will hopefully have a great day at therapy today. DJ hasn't really been too excited about therapy. He just doesn't want to go right now. I think he's just been enjoying, whew, that's cold. I think he's just been enjoying the time with us and just being able to just relax at home, because we were getting over getting sick, and so we didn't do anything for 2 weeks straight. So we didn't, because, the way that I look at it, I wouldn't want someone bringing their kids around other people, other kids, if they know that they are sick, that can potentially get them or their other kids sick. And so we are very firm believers of that, especially dealing with, having to keep the boys kind of quarantined a little bit for the first really like 6 months to a year of their life. We take that very, very serious. So when we get sick, it's very rare, but a lot of times it's not something that we're doing. It's just because we're not out all the time. Which comes to shove, things happen and we end up getting sick. So we were just getting over being sick the last couple of weeks, and now we're finally getting back into our regular routines and everything. And so I think he just enjoyed that time with us, and he really just wants to not have to keep leaving so much, but it's helping. He's doing wonderful. Also, I did want to answer somebody's question about DJ's cerebral palsy. So they said that he technically has high functioning cerebral palsy because he can move his limbs, unlike most, I guess, people with cerebral palsy. Like they have a lot more limitations than DJ does. Now with DJ, he had a brain bleed when he was born. Obviously, I think most of y'all know that by now. But for the new people that don't know, yes, my oldest son, DJ, he had a brain bleed when he was born. It was a mild brain bleed, but it still is evident to be there. We already had an MRI to confirm that. So where the brain bleed occurred, it affected his motor skills. And with his motor skills, he has this sort of tightness about him. And it's like you go work out at a gym. Okay. You know, you get sore after you work out. Well, that's his body 24/7. It's constantly like soreness, a tightness all the time. And so that's why he's currently on a muscle relaxer. Now, DJ was at one point practicing walking and he was able to take steps independently. However, over time, what they call it is spasticity or tone has gotten more intense over time as he's gotten older, as he's gotten taller, he's gotten bigger, things like that. And so eventually he went from walking on his flat feet, you know, with heels on the ground, to now walking completely up on his tippy toes. He is extremely tight to the point where it hurts to stretch him. Now, the muscle relaxer does help to an extent, but it's not going to completely get rid of the tightness. So we are talking to doctors, specialists, things like that to see what options we have. But no, DJ does not walk independently. He crawls to move around, or he knee walks, walking on his knees for people that don't knee walking. Yeah, that's how my baby gets around, or we carry him, or we put him in a stroller. We find ways to maneuver around it. Our family works around it and everything. So, I mean, it works. He's happy. He's healthy. Just got to get that together. That's really about it. But he is working very hard. He's trying, and he's going to get there. I'll just keep rooting for my baby, cheering for him, praying for him, and we'll keep y'all updated on the process as we go through it. So I just wanted to answer that real quick because I know somebody did ask, you know, about DJ walking and things like that. So that's really about it right now, though. But I will catch y'all later. I'm about to go and try to warm my foot up because it feels like pins and needles right now. I love y'all. Make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe, and hype this video if you have a hype. If not, I still love you anyway. Make sure you tell your friends about me, okay? Love y'all. Mwah.